Dream Team, it's your favorite duo, Darian and
Mackenzie.
Back with another reaction video. Here we are back with the Americans again. What's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you, part 5. I'm a little nervous to jump into this.
It's always bad. It's never good.
It's always the dumbest possible question.
Makes us look bad.
I swear, like we not all like that. But here we go again. Make sure y'all subscribe, ring notification bell, give the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Fellow Americans, what have you said to these foreigners?
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So this was when I was in high school, and this was about a sub. She was violently racist. Like, she would go up to hijabi students and say stuff like, "This is a safe space. You guys can take that off." So one day I'm sitting there, I'm complaining to my friends about my counselor because my schedule was all messed up. I put in so many requests. My counselor was lazy and she was not getting it done. So I'm loudly complaining about it. And this sub, the nosy bitch that she is, she comes up in front of me and she's like, "Hey, I couldn't help but to overhear. If the counselor's not getting what you need done, my advice to you is to have your parent email." Does your mother know English? Another day, she was talking to one of the white girls about her boyfriend, and completely unmerited turned around to me and asked, "You wouldn't be able to do that, right? Because you guys get forced into marriage?"
Our teacher's a savage.
Bro, what is wrong with this song, bro? Like, well, how can you just assume this stuff about people, bro?
I don't know.
It's like it's insane to me.
I'm becoming less and less shocked the more I watch these things.
And I'm sitting here like, even if you did assume, the bold and the nerve of you to say it to them is crazy.
I'm just realizing how terrible Americans are.
I swear to God, bro, that's, oh my Lord, it was funny, but.
Excuse me, lady. Do you speak Asian? I'm sorry, what? Asian? Which Asian? There are like over 2,000 languages spoken in Asia. Yeah, I'm looking for rice wine. I mean, here you go, but it literally says rice wine in English. Do you know if this one is spicy? I mean, I guess so. There's literally a chicken blowing a fire on that bottle. Ah, thank you.
It's just stupid.
Oh man, I've got so many of these from Mill Talk. For real, I've got so many. And like a recent video, the British version of English is way different than the American version.
Facts.
For instance, and I'm not going to say here on TikTok, but how to smoke a cigarette in the UK is very derogatory and dark as an American. My biggest pet peeve, though, is if I introduce myself as an American, America is not 3 places, 4 places.
Yeah.
There are more places than Texas, New York, California, and Florida. Seriously, everybody thinks we're either from New York, California, or Texas. No, we're not. Sorry, try again.
Hi.
Well, I know Texas is the greatest state in the U.S., you feel me? So it's not wrong to assume everybody from there, you feel me?
Tennessee's where it's at.
But we don't even live in Tennessee.
We're on the line.
But
I'm from Tennessee.
Oh, but we into Georgia.
Yeah. We live like on the line. So like here's Georgia, here's Tennessee. Like you drive 5 minutes, you're in Tennessee.
Right.
But I'm from Tennessee.
I feel that.
So no disrespect.
Yeah, Tennessee's an incredible state. It's not Texas, but it is an incredible state.
It's better than Texas. It is.
I'm gonna have to throw you in one of these videos after that statement.
Okay, well you can't go to Nashville and see Morgan Wallen.
I saw him in San Antonio.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but he lives in Nashville.
Does he live in Nashville?
Almost all of them do.
Well, I mean, as much as
he's got a bar in Nashville.
As much as they're on the road, do they ever get to be at home?
They be there. He be there all the time. Blake Shelton's bar.
I do like Blake. I do like a lot of country artists we know stay in Nashville. It's like the town for country artists.
Exactly.
I understand.
He gonna cut it.
But it's still not Texas. Who's the king? Where did the king of country come from? I think that's nothing else needs to be said.
No.
Rude.
No, we're not. Sorry, try again.
Hi, I'm American. So this was in high school during one of our art classes. So as we're drawing, we do small talk, and somehow we got on a topic of overpopulation.
Ooh.
Mind you, this was 2013 when the Philippines was getting messed up by floods. This one girl says, it's good that the Philippines getting messed up by floods, you know, because overpopulation. And I'm like,
wow.
dumbstruck. And the girl next to her goes, dude, she's Filipino. And that girl looks over to me and she's like, oh, I didn't know she was Filipino. I thought she was Asian. Okay.
Because I believe the Philippines entered Asia. It's the
We're
fact
not smart.
I can't believe she had the nerve to say that it's good that the Philippines are getting messed up by floods because of overpopulation.
Like, what does that have anything to do with her?
Exactly. And that's so disrespectful to think how many families probably suffered from those floods and how many people to say that was a good thing is crazy to me.
So basically, like 7 or 8 years ago, I was at Victoria Coach Station in London, and I met this American girl, and we started talking, and she's like, oh my God, where you from? And I was like, well, I was born and raised in Romania, but I've been living in England for like 3 years now. And we started talking about different topics, blah, blah. And then we started talking about politics. And I don't actually remember what I said, but I was talking about the Romanian president. And he's like, oh my God, he did this and blah, and I'm not really into politics. And then she looked at me like she was flabbergasted, like, wow. And then she asked me, oh, you guys have a president as well? I thought it was just an American thing.
So I'm an American expat who's lived abroad for over 10 years. And every year I hear other Americans ask, why doesn't this country celebrate Thanksgiving? I tell everyone I'm Canadian now.
So before having an American driver's license, I only had my Danish one. And I had to use that at a store, at a Walmart. And the cashier looks at my Danish driver's license and she goes, oh, where are you from? And I tell her, oh, I'm from Denmark. And she says, oh, where's that? And I say, it's in Scandinavia. And she goes,
where's that?
Where's that? And I tell her, that's in Europe. And she goes,
have said, no way.
Oh, so in Canada. I did not know how to respond to that.
That's crazy.
I said, yep, in Canada.
I'll let you slide on the first two, because that would have been questions I asked.
Probably.
Denmark, where's that? Not mad at you. Scandinavia, where's that? Not mad at you. They'll teach us about the rest of the world.
No.
But the fact that they said Europe, and you said, oh, it's in Canada, is crazy.
And I'm going to let you think it's in Canada.
Be like, I ain't got time. I ain't got time to educate you today. Mm-mm. Yeah, you're right. It's in Canada.
You're right. You been right.
That's crazy.
I live in Arizona, and I graduated high school here. But one of my first days in high school, this girl sat next to me in English class. She was like, oh, where you from? And then I tell her I'm from Denmark, and she's like, oh, isn't that in Chicago?
I went to school in the States, so I got a lot of these. But my favorite is when I call myself Asian. They're like, oh, I didn't know you were Asian. You look Indian. But
the dumbest thing I can...
India's in Asia, right? Or am I wrong? Right? Yeah.
think so.
India's in Asia.
I think so.
Guys, y'all can't be mad at Americans for saying a lot of this stuff. I promise you, they don't be teaching us about all these places
They really
around
don't.
the world. I promise.
They really don't.
We don't know where, so we probably know continents, but we don't know countries inside of the continents. We don't know all that.
No.
So yeah, I guess we are dumb when it comes to that.
Unfortunately.
I can remember, was like 5 years ago. I had been in the States for like 2 months, so I didn't really hate anybody yet. And this lady at work, I walk into her office and she's like, oh, where are you from? Because like I hear an accent. And I told her and she's like, oh, no offense, but I'm going to offend anyways. But I love how Hispanic people, you guys just don't care about problems. You just care about the music, the food, and sex. And fiestas.
First of all, let me just start off by saying that it is incredibly difficult to come up with just one story for something like this, but I'm going to try. In 2009, I was doing this summer program for high school students in LA where I met this girl who I guess was super fascinated by the fact that I was originally from India. One day she asked me, she was like, how do you guys get around where you're from? I was like, what do you mean, how do we get around? We drive.
Oh, the elephant.
She seemed genuinely confused and she looked at me and she was like, wait, you guys have cars in India? I was like, babe, yeah, I'm from New Delhi. It's the capital. Of course we have cars. What? She very seriously looked at me and said, I thought you guys rode elephants everywhere.
I knew it.
I said it before y'all said on the elephant.
I knew it. I knew it.
I thought you guys rode elephants everywhere.
I knew it.
Oh my God, this is sad.
I knew that's where that was going.
This is so sad. It's like they see a movie where in India around an elephant and they just think that's how it is.
I swear. I was thinking more like obviously like Aladdin with the carpet.
If she would have said, I thought you guys had flying carpets, bro, I would have lost it. I would have lost my mind. I would have went
That
bonkers,
man, he
bro.
looked like Aladdin.
Should have been like, where'd you park your carpet? Where's Jasmine at? Oh, that was good. I needed that laugh.
My mom's side of the family is from Ecuador, so I ended up living there for 7 years as a kid. So this one day I'm hanging out with my white American ex, and he asks me to show him what it looks like where my family lives. So I dropped a little Google pin so I can show him, and he looked so confused. And he turns to me and he says, "Is this a neighborhood?" Long story short, this man was not expecting that we had houses.
Oh my
Perfect this came up because it involves this shirt. So the cashier at the Dollar Tree complimented me on my shirt and he said, was Bob Dylan one of the Beatles? So I said no, but they were around the same time so that he wouldn't feel like a complete idiot. And the older lady behind me, who happened to be Australian, scoffs and goes, no, he wasn't. He came way after the Beatles. And I didn't argue with her. I was just like, oh, okay. But I know that I wasn't wrong. Like, I wonder if she ever realized that she was wrong, because that was really embarrassing for her.
I'm late to the trend, but I need to...
I wouldn't be too embarrassed by that.
I probably would have just never spoke.
Yeah, that's what you do.
I probably wouldn't be too embarrassed. I mean, you're never gonna see those people again.
Facts. But at least that one wasn't about an American. That was an Australian woman.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Come on.
Stupidity is worldwide. It's not just in the U.S.
It's just a little bit worse over here.
We may just do it better than everybody else. Because God dang it, if you're going to compete, you better come in first.
Terrible.
Tell this. So a long time ago, I was on vacations with my family in Mexico. And usually we have direct flights from Mexico to Lisbon. Yes, I'm Portuguese. And yeah, we had a direct flight from Lisbon to Cancun, and we were supposed to also have a direct flight from Cancun to Lisbon, but there were problems. So instead, we needed to do a stop in the United States. So when we stopped at the United States and they asked to see our passports, things got confusing. Because when the policemen took our passports for the control for checking, they said that we could not pass because our passports were wrong. He said that where it says country, it should be Spain because Portugal is not a country, but a city from Spain.
Oof, I've got a lot of these
That's so
because
sad,
I
bro.
married an American and I used to live in America, but this was my first experience and it happened when I was 19 and I was visiting my boyfriend's family for the first time.
Boy, she talk fast.
I'm listening to her, but at the same time, I'm distracted by this filter that she got. These
I'm not
ears.
distracted by the filter. She said, she talk real fast.
My focus is on
I'm
watching
trying to
these
catch
ears
up to
move.
speed.
Yeah, but this was my first experience and it happened when I was 19 and I was visiting my boyfriend's family for the first time. So I'm trying to make a good impression and I was sitting at a table of young women and one of these young ladies turns to me and said, so where are you from? Like I had the audacity to be from somewhere else. And I said, I'm from Australia. I'm from Western Australia.
Hey.
And she said, oh, that's where my chinchilla is from. And I was like, your chinchilla? I don't think those are Australian. And she was like, well, they are, and looks at me like I'm the fucking moron who's calling myself Australian and doesn't know the chinchilla, the national animal of Australia. So I said, oh, I don't think they do. So this is 12 years ago, pre-iPhone in the pocket days. So she gets on the living room computer and Googles chinchilla and opens the Wikipedia page and goes to the region section, points to the word Argentina on a map of South America and says, see, there.
Bro.
I would have died. Oh, you're right. My bad. Yeah. Argentina and Australia are the exact same thing.
I don't think she's ever heard of a pause.
She was going, babe.
She didn't know how to take a breath in between.
What if I talk like that?
I'd be like, you have to speak a little slower. Slow it down. Dumb it down for me.
That was another good video. I love watching my American peers ask dumb things. Yeah, and so that's why I don't ask a lot of questions because you ain't finna get me on one of these videos, god dang it.
You ain't finna get me.
That's all we got. Make sure y'all subscribe, ring notification bell, give the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. It's your boy D Neal, out. I don't know.